Okay, thank you guys for joining us today. We have the wonderful Ruby Jaimes. I learned how to say that because she told me that when you are speaking to someone and you say hi, miss, that's how you get to know how to say her last name. So thank you for joining us tonight, Ruby. Ruby is a manager over at ADP, and she is going to be dropping the sauce on why it's so important for you guys as business owners, as entrepreneurs, to get payroll. And she's also going to be introducing all the different services that ADP has in the company. ADP is, if I'm not mistaken, Ruby, are you guys the largest in the nation for payroll services?
Yes, 100%. We are number one small business platform.
Wow. So we are actually blessed here to have Ms. Ruby here to give us all this insider information and let us know how we can implement this into our businesses. I want to talk to you guys about, as entrepreneurs, how you can put fuel on having ADP in your life and in your company, because we have combined the ability to take funding and mix it with payroll and really amp your business up and take it to new levels. In the market we are in today, with the lending tightening and like that going on, more and more it becomes so imperative that you have documents. The days of getting a lot of lending with no docs really has gone down. So now having pay stubs, having bank statements, having these documents for when you're going in for funding is so important. Well, we find a lot of business owners do not have docs when they're going in. They'll have their business, but they won't have themselves on payroll, right? So because they don't have themselves on payroll, when they go and they ask them for their W-2s, they don't have it. When they go and ask them for their pay stubs, they don't have it. All they have is what the business is doing, right? And so that limits the amount of funding that you can get in today's market. So what I want to share with you guys today is how you can actually utilize this technique, these strategies, and incorporate ADP into your business so that you can get more funding. And this is going to be some huge strategies that you're going to be able to implement like right away. And we're going to give you the opportunity to join ADP tonight. We're going to also give you the opportunity to set up a strategy call with myself, and you can implement it into your business as well. So let's go ahead and get into this conversation. If you are looking to scale your business and take it to new levels in 2025, this is going to be a call that you're going to want to watch all the way through. We're going to be diving into and showing you guys exactly what ADP looks like on the back end. And then I'm going to be mixing in and throwing in a couple of different things that you can do to help you fund your business and take your business to new levels by utilizing ADP. All right. So without further ado, hello, and thank you for joining us, Miss Ruby Jaimes. And please go ahead and take the floor.
Thank you so much, Dishawn. I'm so excited to finally be on here and finally bring some knowledge to everybody. I know it's been a long time coming. Super excited to meet everybody and just kind of share just from my experience and obviously be a helping hand to anybody who's looking for it. So as Dishawn mentioned, I specialize as a district manager here at ADP. I work specifically in the small business division. So a lot of people think ADP, huge company, my business is too small, or I myself officer only business too small, but I always say that is my specialty. Most of my clients are 1 through 5 business owners just looking for some support, some information, which is something that we find a lot of people lack in. So that's going to be my job here today. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys information about payroll taxes, different benefits you can offer to your employees, and just how we can help grow with you and your business through all the different stages of the business life cycle. So I do have a deck here for you guys to go ahead and share. So let me go and share my screen here.
Let's go.
Awesome. Okay. So I'll make sure I cover exactly the the fun stuff, the taxes, right? The payroll taxes, but also go over the different services, the different nitty-gritty details of what exactly it is that you can receive from ADP. And sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to figure out how to. Switch over. Perfect. Okay. So starting off, is your business required to be on payroll? So who needs to be on payroll? S corps, if you have a business that files as a S corporation or a C corporation, under the eyes of the IRS, you are not considered an employee of your own business. So what does that mean for you now? Whether it's in December or spread throughout the year, you do need to pay yourself as an officer only S corp uh, a reasonable salary. So again, all business owners, whether you're a C corp or an S corp, you are now required to pay yourself through payroll. For all other entities, whether you're a sole prop or an LLC, if you have employees working under you that are classified as a W-2, you are required through the IRS and your respective state to pay them through payroll. So again, super fun taxes. But again, and I will go over this. This is where ADP comes in because now as a business owner, having employees or being an officer only S corp, it is your responsibility to collect and report these taxes, the state and federal taxes.
Gotcha. This is actually, can we go back there, Ruby, for just a second? This is a great distinction because a lot of people who set up their LLCs and their sole props, this is when they graduate, when they graduate to becoming an S corp or graduate to becoming a C corp, this is where it becomes mandatory by, is it all states? Is it all states for them, or do different states require this ADP?
On a federal level, filing as an S corp or C corp, you are required to pay yourself as an employee.
Wow. So that's really good intel for people to know, like, because a lot of times when people start their business out, they may start it off as like a sole proprietor or an LLC. But when they start growing and scaling their business, it's time to really get extra sensitive or extra serious about the compliance and making sure that you get some sort of payroll service to be compliant. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that word compliance. You're going to hear me say that word a ton because that is going to be the biggest thing that we're going to be helping out with, helping you be in compliance with your respective state and on a federal level.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
I know, thank you. So this just kind of gives an overview, the 5 different ways that we're able to help out your business. Aside from payroll, ADP is more than just a payroll company. We're HR, benefits, insurance, tons of different things aside from payroll because we know that there's always more than just payroll for your business. So first and foremost, employee onboarding, making sure tedious part, adding your employees, but we make sure we make that as smooth as possible and make sure you have the correct paperwork. Your policies, making sure you have all your policies in place. Compliance again, big thing, compliance. We're gonna go over how we're gonna help you make sure you stay in compliance for on the state and federal level. Employee engagement and productivity. This is something that conversations after COVID happened, we realized employees are looking for more than just a paycheck. So whether it's just you versus your neighbor, you guys are both paying the same amount, same industry, same hours, what differentiates you from him? You're offering your employees more than just a paycheck. You're offering them benefits. It's helping you retain your employees and helping avoid turnover within your company. Business performance and productivity, we're going to go over how we can grow with your company, whether it's just you yourself as an officer only business or 1 or 2 employees, family members. We want to see you grow and we're going to be able to grow with you. So starting off hot, hiring and onboarding. So how do you make sure you hire qualified candidates? So something that we offer is ZipRecruiter. So making sure whether it's word of mouth right now, maybe you're not finding that so efficient. We hear from business owners all the time that they have a hard time finding qualified employees to work under their business. They have a turnover, and that's not great for the business back end. So something that ADP can help you out with that is we partner with ZipRecruiter. We offer you a certain amount of job postings where you can post a job and it will be posted across a ton of different job posting websites, whether it's Indeed, Monster, or Glassdoor, to help you find qualified candidates. With our AI technology, all the resumes that come in for that job posting, you'll be able to filter out which resumes you don't like. And then from there, the most qualified candidates that come in, they'll be at the top of your list. You'll be able to have their information, have them come in for interview. So everything from hire to fire, we're there to help you out with.
That's
Background check.
amazing. That's amazing. And it comes with the starter pack comes with two right out the gate, I think you were telling me, right?
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
And you post on different platforms. What are some of the platforms that they post on for ZipRecruiter for employees?
Yeah, so I believe like some of the most popular ones that you've probably heard are like Indeed, Glassdoor, Monster, some of the most common ones. So
Okay.
it's something like in Indeed, the monthly cost that you pay just to use Indeed and get a job posting, that can add up pretty quickly. So that's something that a lot of my clients like that comes with their payroll services because it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it to be huge. That's great. All right, cool. Keep rocking.
Yeah, and then along going with finding qualified candidates, background checks. Want to make sure we're not hiring criminals, right? So something we can do is help you with employment verification, drug testing. We provide you the resource and the connections to be able to administer background checks before you hire those employees.
Wow. So this is like, how would this work? Like, I have ADP. Is it something for when I'm getting the onboarding started? Is it something like I have to like set the appointment up for someone to actually have the call? How does that whole process work? I want to make sure I make that connection once I have this service as an
Yeah,
employee.
it's a third party provider that we work with that works with the local health centers around in your respective area. You would go ahead and call in, let them know that you're looking to utilize the background checks through ADP. We would let you know the directions, what to give to your employee. The employee would then call into that health center to be able to go for the drug testing or whatever service they'd like to use for that specific background check. So it's almost like a connector. So they have a direct line where they can call in to let them know that they're looking to administer a background check on an employee.
Got it. Got it. All right. So it's something that they third party work with another partner on, and then we can actually take advantage of those services as business owners.
Correct.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, moving forward, employee self onboarding, want to make it as easy as possible for you to, along with the new hire paperwork, to make sure you're collecting the right information when hiring an employee. If you're looking for employment verification, again, we can offer that for you. If you want to make sure you have the most updated W-4 form, we will always have that ready for you on hand. And also with employee onboarding, another great thing too is that because where technology is a huge thing, ADP is always investing in technology. One of the nice things that my clients love is sending a link to their employees for onboarding instead of having to collect it, being afraid that they're entering a number wrong, social security number wrong, direct deposit information number wrong. They could just email a link, the employee receives it and they fill it out themselves and it will automatically be entered into their employee profile. So moving on is to policy. So first one I have on here is job descriptions. Something that we can help out with is providing you the template. So you do want to look for employees, but you don't know what job description to put. The reason job descriptions are important is because you want to make sure you're putting the correct terminology into your job description, because then that puts you at risk for, again, compliance. Let's say you have, for example, you put it out a job posting for office worker, but on top of office work, you have her take out the trash, light cleaning activities, and she comes back and she gets upset. She said that was not part of my job. So I want to make sure we have the correct description on there. So a lot of great templates on there for absolutely any single industry that you can think of. We have it ready on hand for you. Employee handbook support. I think this one's great. It's not required by many states to have one. I know specific in California, it's not required, but I always say it's super important to have this to fall back on. For whatever reason, if again, knock on wood, you have a bad apple employee that says they were wrongfully terminated, you have this to back you up in court. Let's say they showed up to work, they weren't wearing the correct attire, and they said there was nowhere where you told me that I had to wear these type of shoes with this headgear. And then this is where an employee handbook would come in handy. We provide you the template. Takes about 15 minutes to create. You got to choose and pick which policies and benefits you want to have included in that handbook. And for your respective state, we have the most updated federal policies that you would need to have in that employee handbook. Employees will acknowledge that as when they're on board when they're part of the onboarding process. they'll sign off on it and acknowledge that these are the policies of the business. So you have to say, you sign right here to letting me know that you recognize that if you're tardy, if you're not wearing the proper attire, these are the consequences, which can end up to termination.
Gotcha.
And then along more HR support, we do have an HR help desk, which I like this one because sometimes people think I'm an HR expert, which I'm not. I'm not SHRM certified, but that's why ADP has SHRM certified experts that specifically work for, are there for ADP clients. It's a 1-800 number that you can call in, and you can ask them any question. My employees are fighting. This happened. What are the most updated laws for Arkansas for paid time off? Absolutely any question for HR, you can go ahead and call them. Not legal advice, but again, SHRM certified HR experts that are ready to help you. Okay, my favorite slide, compliance. Actually, my second favorite slide. We'll get onto the taxes slide, which is that's my favorite one. But compliance, again, one of the biggest things is we want to make sure you are protecting yourself as a business owner, that you are in compliance with your respective state and on a federal level. So that's what we're gonna be able to help you out. And as we know, things are always changing at a faster rate that we can keep up with. As far as new laws that are passed, updates that are coming from the IRS about percentages and taxes increasing, absolutely anything that will affect your business directly, ADP will let you know, and we will make sure that you are in compliance.
This is like something that we do in our business. We're like always trying to make sure that our clients are in compliance when we're going for funding. This is like why I like having ADP is it's like an extra layer of making sure that all of our clients are in compliance, like with their business as well, because there's always, like you said, things changing from year to year. So you guys, as business owners, you really want to take advantage of building out your team and having a team like ADP or having a partner like ADP on your team really keeps you in the know of what's going on. And that's why I like having Ruby as my rep because she can always let me know what's going on in the industry, things that I need to do and know to stay in compliant with my business. And I can pass it on to some of our clients that we have as well. So this compliance slide, I can see why this is one of your favorites because this is so important for business owners. And a lot of business owners nowadays are operating outside of compliance and sometimes they don't even know it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the biggest thing is like they don't even know that they're out of compliance. And that's why I said like when I say that we're here to grow with you, that comes with compliance because the more employees that you have working under your business, the more you have to start worrying about different compliance mandates that may affect your business. So something that I always talk about with my clients who are around the 4 or 5 employee mark, I guess specifically for California, once you hit the 5 employee mark, then there's different mandates that are affecting you. When you reach up to 50, there's a whole new set of laws that are going to be affecting you. And that's why we're here to help you out.
Nice.
Yeah, so and then another thing, I'll just touch up on this slide is just the workers' compensation. I will go more into detail about that, but again, depending on your respective state, it is required, and that's something that ADP acts as an insurance broker, and we're able to help you get that integrated through the payroll. But again, I'll speak a little bit more on that in just a bit. But the last thing here, Legal Shield, I really do like this one. It's one of part of our HR services that we do offer. Um, again, helping you stay in compliance, right? You have legal documents that you need to review. With our Legal Shield, if you would like to utilize the service, you get up to 25 free legal documents of free review and also free 30-minute consultation with one of ADP's lawyers.
Wow, that comes with the first package that they get when they sign up with ADP?
It's gonna be with their HR package. So it's gonna not our like our essential basic package, but just strictly payroll. It's gonna be on our HR platform.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So, for people productivity, again, like I mentioned, this is something that after COVID, employees are looking for more than just a paycheck. And we're talking about how do you want to retain your employees? You want to make sure you keep your best loyal employee that's been with you for 20 years, right? How do you do that? By offering more. So, health benefits, retirement plans, employee assistance programs, these are all things that ADP can provide resources to your business for you to give to your employees. Health benefits, ADP also acts as a broker. We shop with the four big um, health companies, Blue Anthem, Blue Cross, Kaiser, and Aetna. And my licensed partner, he works directly with you to help you find the best code and the best solution for the health benefits that you would like to provide for your employees. Retirement services, ADP is one of the largest retirement service providers. I have a licensed partner who is absolutely amazing about helping you understand, look at what you're paying yourself, if it's going to benefit you, talks about offsetting tax liability, tax credits that are now available to you, and how that can benefit your employees, what exactly that looks like. So there's a lot more that goes into each one of those. But again, this is just something that ADP does offer that people don't, that one might not know about that. It's more than just a payroll company.
I spoke with him too. I think it's a call where I spoke with him. That was a really interesting conversation. He was telling me about the different tax breaks there are for technology companies. I think we were talking about this one where you have a software company, there's this whole huge tax benefit. So I think that's a really great service of showing people how to offset their taxes because that is like one of the major things that's going on right now, especially with small businesses. They need to know how to offset their taxes. So I forgot what was his name again. That was it Jose? It was a tax.
Soror, yeah.
Was it?
Soror, my partner's name?
Yeah. What was his name?
Is that Roger?
No, it was Soror. He has a
Okay.
a
Yeah.
fun name. Soror.
Yeah. That was a
Yeah,
great conversation. Yes. We're gonna have to have him come on and talk about
yeah,
benefits and how ADP can help people save their taxes and stuff too. It's a good call.
yeah. I think what you're talking about is R&D taxes, which is a huge thing, especially for like you said, software companies that are unaware.
Yeah.
ADP has one of the largest tax departments for R&D, and we work directly. We back you up in the audit. And again, it's just something that business owners aren't even aware that are available to them.
Yeah. Research and development, right? Yeah. R&D.
Development, yeah.
What were you saying?
I just, yeah, I just wanted to know from our audience, how many of you guys think your business is in compliance? I'm just wondering by showing of hands or just put one on the chat, like how DiShawn usually does. Because I just want to know, compliance is something, Miss Ruby, I have to add to this, is almost like a $14 million like penalties that was in 2024, just for simple data breaches or whatever it may be. So I'm just wondering, are your businesses in compliance right now?
Can I put my one? I don't know if my business is in compliance. That's why I have ADP right here represent. So
Because
glad.
you know what, it may sound because I'm in this field as well. I do a lot of the operations, so it may sound like, oh, business compliance, I just want to overlook. But the penalties are very hefty. So having this, the minute you said the word compliance, it literally for me, it's like, oh my gosh, it doesn't matter if your business is 1 employee, 2 employee, or 10 employee. You gotta be in compliance because you build your business in so much, and by losing the reputation, losing your clients, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Nice. He works with the federal government, so he has to stay in compliance. That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Continue on.
Yeah, keep rocking, Ruby. Sorry.
No, that's great. I love the input. Okay, almost done here. Let's see. Awesome. Okay. So not too much on this slide, but again, I guess my biggest point for helping your business be as productive as possible with performance, again, making sure we're growing with you. Whether you're starting with 1, 2 owner only, up to 5 employees, and you're growing up to 10 employees someday, we're able to help you at every single business life cycle. So whether it's just officer only, you're looking strictly just for payroll, maybe don't need any HR support, but as long as you know that ADP will be able to help you along every step of the way. And then again, just a couple things to touch on here. I will talk about SUI, State Unemployment Insurance Management, in just a bit. I think that's great. I was just talking about DiShawn with that the other day, and my clients absolutely love learning more about it. Um, Time and attendance, nothing too fun about that. Helping you just collect your hours. We have software that can help you with that. I know it can seem like not the biggest thing ever, but you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to track time and overtime, especially with their respective state and being compliant with the different laws. As far as like clocking in and out for the lunches and overtime, sick and vacation hours, we're here to help you out with all of that.
So wait, let's talk about SUI real quick. That is the, I know we were talking about it just a minute ago, but it was the state unemployment insurance. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. So I guess I can touch on it now. State unemployment insurance, that's a tax that business owners have to pay. Social Security, Medicare, federal, and state unemployment insurance.
You went really fast. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't know if everybody got this. Hold up. That was super fast. So you guys, as business owners, when you start getting payroll, this is something you're going to need to know. Let's go over this one more time. There's Medicare. Help me out. Medicare. What else? Don't make me
Let me
yeah, go ahead.
let me move on to the slide where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm just about to get there.
Okay.
Okay. Before we go into that, I did just want to throw this in here. I know I mentioned it earlier. ADP is the number one small business platform. The reason like including this here is because, as you know, like I mentioned, people think they're too small for ADP. ADP does again small number one small business platform for a reason. And just so you know, it's that little extra blanket that you feel where you know you're in good hands with a company who will back you. If ADP ever drops a ball for again, let's say a mistake, whatever, a penalty late filing, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't happen. Mistakes happen, but if it does, you know that ADP will back you up. But again, this is the slide I was looking for.
There we
I know
go.
we're trying to jump 2 steps ahead, but here
Okay.
we are.
Here we go. Here we go. Now let's talk spicy.
Yeah, like I said, compliance second favorite. This is my favorite um slide here because if there's absolutely anything that you can take out of this conversation today is this information right here. It's going to be the most important that you know. So let me before I'll get into Sui. Don't worry, Dishawn. But this goes over the employer taxes that come with being a business owner. So as you know, as a W-2 employee, you have your gross pay. Uncle Sam comes and takes his taxes, and then you have your net pay. That does not go away. Absolutely, any single business that you work at, they have to be in compliance with collecting and reporting those taxes. For you as a business owner now, that is your responsibility for your employees and for yourself as an employee to collect and report these business taxes for all your employees and on the business portions as well. This is where ADP comes in to help you collect and to calculate, collect, and report those taxes. You do not have to worry about the headache about trying to figure out whether you are in compliance with your state's tax percentages, making sure you're collecting the correct amount of Social Security, Medicare, disability, federal, and state withholding for all your employees. ADP will take care of that. As far as for employer taxes, now that you are a business owner, you do have to pay taxes for what you're on top of what you're paying your employees. This example right here specifically for California, most of my clients are in California, so this is the one I have on hand. Employer taxes, Social Security, Medicare, federal unemployment, and state unemployment. So for California, it comes up to 11.65%. I'm going to round it up to 12% just for example purposes. But let's say for that month, that week, you're paying your employee $1,000. Now for those $1,000 in gross wages, you have to pay 12% in employer taxes for those $1,000. So in total, what you're paying your employee is 1,000 in total. It's going to be $1,000 to your employee and $120 to Uncle Sam. ADP will make all the money movement. You don't have to worry about reporting any of that. We'll take care of that for you. And then those $1,000, obviously your employee will have to pay the taxes. And then again, we're going to calculate that for you. So I want to make sure I pause here. I know it's a lot, but that's pretty much the essence of what ADP's job is and responsibility is now.
Got it. So is SUI different from different states? Different states, is there a different percentage for different states of them have to pay the SUI, state unemployment insurance?
Yeah, so the state unemployment insurance, the percentage varies between states.
Okay. So I think what I uncovered is the two cheapest states to have payroll was Wyoming and was it Florida? Florida and Wyoming. And then, of course, the state I live in, California and New York, they're the craziest with the highest. So if you guys have a small business, I highly recommend you find state-friendly places to incorporate your business, especially if you're going to be running payroll out and all that kind of stuff. So just know that Wyoming and Florida seem to be the most tax-friendly for business owners and also for payroll taxes as well, from what I'm learning. So yeah, that's something that I didn't know. We have clients that have gotten on with you that are in Texas, and then we have clients that have come on with you that are in, I think, Long Island, New York, and California. And just looking at the difference in how much is charged for processing is crazy. It's just, that was like something that I didn't know. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I definitely have to pass this knowledge on to my people that we're starting businesses with and helping them grow their business. If they have a software company or if they have a company that's working nationwide, these are certain things that they need to kind of consider of where they incorporate, and because payroll is going to be huge, right? And I don't think a lot of people take that into account when they first start their business, and when they're scaling their business, they get to 50 employees and they have to pay all this extra tax, right, to the government. So good to know. Thank you.
I know. I'm glad you brought it up. Because another thing that I did want to touch on as well was having employees in multiple different states. Normally, I guess most commonly business owners have their employees all working with them locally. But where does get complicated as well. Let's say you have employees that are employees of a virtual assistant working out of Wyoming, one in Florida, one in New York, then those taxes also differ, right? Like we just specified right now. Each state has different taxes. Now, also again, you're responsible as the business owner to know the respective requirement from that state in order to pay that employee.
Mm, mm.
Like state income tax and state unemployment insurance, those can vary. I know Nevada doesn't have one or the other. I know California has both. So there's a couple different requirements for it, but again, that's what we're here to help you.
Yeah, my two favorite states, Nevada and Alaska, no state income tax. Love those places. Love it. Love that. All right, cool. Keep rocking. Good stuff.
I don't like the cold, so I don't know about others.
You don't like the cold? What? Man.
No, no, I thrive in the summer. That's why I love California.
Well, it's a great place to visit. Definitely can go out there and get in touch with nature and all that with Alaska. But anyways, I don't want to digress too much. My boy Brendan's on the call. He can represent. He knows that. He knows about that cold. He works up on the slope. Yeah, so it gets real cold up there. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Awesome. Oh, that's okay. So again, talking about state unemployment insurance, this is just something that we help out with. So for state unemployment insurance, let's say that you have an employee that goes to file for unemployment insurance. That state is going to be paying the unemployment insurance. You as a business owner, you're not going to be paying for the unemployment insurance. But the way it does affect you as a business owner is that percentage that you're paying in state unemployment insurance and SUI will go up.
Hmm.
The more cases that you have against you as a business owner for unemployment insurance that are filed against your business, that percentage will go up if you do not fight them. If you get a letter from your state department, employment development department, and it's saying that someone filed a case against you and it's incorrect, ADP will help you fight that case to avoid paying more in taxes. So we have a huge tax team. You would upload that into your portal. Someone from our tax team will reach out to you, create a case, and give you updates and help you fight that case. And again, goes with any IRS or state document that you receive that in regarding to payroll, you can upload that document and have someone from our tax team help you take a look at it.
Wow. So even as if I have one or two employees, let's just say it's myself and I'm out and I'm working and I'm driving to my work site and I get injured, can I also file because I'm an employee of the business for this insurance for the state?
As owner yourself or
Yeah, as an employee of the business myself. So yeah, I am the owner of the business, but I'm an employee as well because I paying myself a salary and I'm paying into this. So I should also get protected under this insurance as well, correct? Because I have a lot of clients, right? Yeah, I have a lot of clients that they're like single operated owners, or they only have two people in their business, themselves and their wife or their spouse or their partner. I'm just curious and making sure that they're also covered under this as well.
Yes, you can go ahead and claim unemployment insurance because you are an employee of the business.
And even workers' comp too, correct?
For workers' compensation, it's not required for you to pay to you for you to be under the policy, but if you would like to be under the policy for, let's say, you do get hurt and you do want to be covered by the insurance, then 100% yes.
Got you. So state unemployment insurance is required, but workers' comp is not.
Well, state unemployment insurance, like again, like on a state level, it is required for business owners to pay
Okay,
that tax.
got you. But it's not on a state level required for them to have workers' comp. Isn't it like a certain amount of employees before they're required to have workers' comp? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's dependent on the state. Like again, I'm gonna keep using California. But California, if you have only one employee, it is required by the state that you do have workers' compensation insurance.
Okay, solid.
Okay. Um, to wrap up here, again, these are taxes, fun in life. Things certain in this life, taxes and death, as I always like to say, it's super cheesy, but it's true, right? Um, but again, the benefit of putting yourself of all this of payroll, right? Everything that you pay yourself as an employee and to your employees is a is now considered a business deduction. It's a business expense, right? Right.
Oh, it ends up being a tax write-off for them.
Correct, yes. Yes,
Got it.
everything that you pay yourself. So again, like I said, payroll is one of the biggest business expenses that you can have. So let's say that your revenue is $80,000, but half of that $40,000 of that was to have your business functioning by paying your employees. So now $40,000 of that is a business deduction.
Nice. Nice, good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay. And then speaking of workers' compensation, this is the last thing I'll go over. Um, so the reason ADP is really great when it comes to workers' compensation, we act as a broker. We work in-house. It's not a third-party provider that we use. I have my direct licensed partner. We can get you a free quote. We shop out with 13 different insurance companies. My partner finds you the best rate, and then from there we attach it to your payroll. And when I say attach it, I mean we integrate it with your payroll. And how we differ from other brokers, outside brokers, is that one, we don't require a down deposit just to get the plan going. And the reason we don't do that is because we have a pay as you go solution. The reason our pay as you go solution is really great, especially for my blue collar workers, is because they're paying high dollars in workers' compensation. Workers' compensation is based off your estimated payroll. Your broker, when they collect your information to get you a quote, they will ask you, how much do you expect to pay yourself this year? I think I'm going to pay myself $250,000, but you don't know the exact number, right? Because time fluctuates, work comes and goes, so you're paying yourself a different amount. But this is my estimated payroll. Great. The insurance company comes back, gives you a premium based off your risk rate, and they're going to require down deposit. And then from there, you're going to be paying monthly fixed payments for that insurance policy.
Mhm.
With ADP, because we're your payroll company, we know down to the cent exactly what you're processing in payroll. So when you process payroll, we do all the money movement for you, your risk rate is attached, and we calculate your premium for you every single time you process payroll.
Gotcha.
And what's also great about that is, let's say the holidays are coming up, right?
Yeah.
Let's say for Christmas you don't have a lot of work and you're not processing payroll, you're not paying the workers' compensation insurance premium. So, and again, another thing as well, when audit time comes around, an audit it does not go away. Every single insurance provider is going to ask you for an audit. The purpose of the audit, they're going to ask you for your payroll reports and say, did you actually process $250,000 in payroll? Whether you did or didn't, paid more or less. If you process more in payroll, let's say $300,000, now you're gonna need to cough up money to the insurance company during that audit, or they can give you money back. But a small business owner's cash flow is a huge thing, right? So that money could have been very well used during those months instead of getting it all back in a lump sum. So again, the reason why I really do like our pay-as-you-go solution is because it helps with the clean audit at the end of the year. It should be zero because we calculate it to the cent what your premium should have been.
Gotcha. All right, so we're going to start getting into the actual software and what that looks like. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I found with funding, how this is actually really beneficial to having ADP and why I always encourage all of our clients to get it. And there's some few things when you're going in for lending and we're starting to try to get loans. If you guys watched our business masterclass, we talk about Q3 and Q4. So when we're in this stage of our funding, this is the stage when certain banks are going to be asking for documents, right? So what's really great with ADP is we're going to be able to show these deposits going in as business owners. You're going to see 3 months worth of bank statements going, pay stubs going into your account, right? And it's going to say ADP. They're going to know that it's a legit company, right? So you're going to see those ACHs going and hitting your account. That's going to be very, very important. As business owners, the great thing is when you have a good month or you have a good 3 months, you can then gather those up and then go in for funding, right? And so what's great is that you're making your own pay stubs, right? You're the one who's in control of that. So if you're having a great month and you know you're getting ready to have a great month, then we want to plan 3 months out before we go in for funding, right? We want to plan it out. So say, for instance, your high month is during Black Friday, right? Black Friday season, you know you're going to be getting a lot, and then Christmas, and then New Year's. So then we're going in at the end of that and showing those 3 months worth of bank statements at their highest, right? To going into getting funding. So that is also huge. You can put your family members on payroll. You can actually, we're going to talk about this in a minute as well. You can put your family members on payroll. Say, for instance, a lot of people are trying to get houses and homes, right? I know, like even my mother, she's searching for a home, and homes are really expensive. Well, guess what? I can actually pay my mom under my business to kind of help out with her being able to qualify. That's huge, right? So you can also do not just W-2, but you can also do 1099s, right? So that's another one. And we didn't really talk about that too much, but this was also enlightening, is when you do a 1099, then you're not even reporting, you're not having to deal with the taxes, right? So you can be paying out these contract workers. Say you're paying somebody for marketing, say you're paying somebody for different services that you're using for your business, pay them out the 1099. What I like about ADP is it's going to keep everything in line. It's going to keep everything in order. So you know exactly where your money went throughout the year. So when you're talking to your bookkeeper, you're giving them all this information, and they have a nice timeline and they have everything right there. You're not having to pull it from different bank accounts and all that. If you have 1099 employees, you got the 1099 employees. You have your W-2 employees, you have your W-2 employees. But once again, not just the pay stubs and the bank statements. One of the things that we're always doing with our clients is we're helping them build business credit. And one of the benefits of having ADP that I have found is that they report to Dun & Bradstreet. So this is an extra trade line that you're getting on your account. As you guys know, when we're first starting out with our business credit, it's 3 to 5 trade lines we're trying to acquire to get us an 80 paydex score. So having ADP on there really legitimizes your business and also shows a nice, good trade line, a quality trade line on your account. Ruby's going to start getting into the software. She's going to show you some different things. I'm going to show you, I'm going to also talk about a company that we like to use so that it can actually help you and maximize towards the end. And we're going to tie it all in that way. And then hopefully you guys can stay and watch to the end. Go ahead, Ruby, take it away.
And I just wanted to add another thing too. I shared the link on the chat. So please check out the the chat. So I have the link for ADP for those of you that are interested. And I will be sharing links as well through the chat. Thank you.
And Ruby, don't we have a special pricing for our members if they join with our link?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right, Ruby's going to take good care of you guys. So just know that if you end up wanting special pricing, you're going to get special pricing by using our link. If you guys are watching this on the recording, make sure you jump in our school group community. And in our school group community, you can ask for the link and we can grant it to you guys there too. All right, keep rocking, Ruby. You're doing great. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here, and this is going to be just a demo of what our platform looks like. So for you, once we get everything that we need, we're going to have a portal specifically for your business. It's going to have all your employees' information, all the reports that you need, absolutely anything regarding payroll. You are going to be in full control of this. If you don't want to take care of payroll, we can set up automatic payroll. That's no worry at all. But again, it's case by case basis how you would like your payroll. There's so many different options for it. But this is what a run powered by ADP platform looks like. I'm gonna go over a couple of different things where you can find your reports, where you can add your people, and then more importantly, how to process payroll. But again, depending on what your pay schedule is, you are in control of that. If you want to pay yourself weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, semi-annually, however you would like to do it, you are in control of that. And same thing with the check that you are in control of when you would like your checks to come in, your pay period, and same thing for your employees. So processing payroll, I would say is super user friendly. That's what I really like about it. Again, you don't have to worry about calculating anything. All you have to do is just collect your employees' hours or calculate your own salary, and just enter it into our system and approve the payroll. So this is what it looks like. Um, These are some W-2 employees, and then this is a salary employee. You can see enter salary amount, enter your regular hours, enter the rate. And again, you're in complete control to change this however you like. If and you need to make any changes, you don't need to worry about calling into someone. This is all in your hands. But nothing too fun about this. Again, it's just a really nice Excel like platform. Enter the hours. Again, these will be those W-2 employees, and like DiShawn mentioned, we differentiate it W-2 from 1099. So this is where you would see your 1099s. Any contractors you would like to pay out, you would just do the exact same thing, enter what you would like to pay them out for that month or for that job that they did for you. And then preview payroll screen right here. Again, ADP is a technology company, so if they catch any mistakes, our AI is going to be able to let you know about that. But this is the last page you'll be able to see. Most important is going to be the cash required. To find out where this number came from, the cash required, like I mentioned earlier, the gross pay plus your employer taxes. So right here, this number 3,050 plus your employer taxes over here on the left on this right-hand side, 318.73. This is where your cash required is going to be coming from. So this breaks down right here. You're going to be able to see the gross pay, the taxes for your employees, and the net pay, what they're going to see in their bank accounts or their check. And then for you as a business owner, you're going to approve this. Once you hit approve, then we're all set to go.
Nice.
And again, ADP does offer very next day direct deposit or check delivery, which is really great because again, you're always on the go, you're always busy, and sometimes we don't do payroll 2 days earlier, like I tell my clients to, and they have to wait until the day before. But aside from that, people tab. So you need to add any employees. You contracted new employees. You would go into right here, add a new W-2 or 1099. Looks almost exactly the same. You can send them a link to self-onboard, get an email to them. They enter their information. It's uploaded into our system. Or if you collect their W-4 information, then you can do the onboarding yourself. And this is what it looks like. So it gives you step by step exactly what you need in order to have them added into the system. And aside from that, I keep saying this because it makes a huge difference, but you are in complete control again of your payroll. So if you ever need to make any changes for your employees, you have complete access to that as well. So under the directory, go into their employee profile, whether they need to update their pay rate, their salary amount, their direct deposit, they got a new bank account, their filing status, him and his wife had a kid, need to add a dependent. This is where you'll be able to go in and do that. And then the other one I do like to touch on, I know there's a couple, you can see there's a couple different things on here. But again, reports, right? This is what is important for us. Under reports, absolutely any report that you can think of that's revolving on payroll, any pay stubs, any payroll summaries, payroll liability report. You want to see all the taxes you've paid last quarter, year to date, invoices. This is all complete access to you. So when you when you have a workers' comp audit, when you want to go file your taxes, we have your 940, your 941, your state deposit reports, proof of agency tax payments. So again, this is all in your hands right here. And just show you an example. I know me and Dishawn were wanted to share this with everybody just to show you what it looks like to have a pay stub. Again, like I said, it's going to show ADP. It's a reliable company on here. So you'll see absolutely everything, all the taxes that are getting taken out for the employee, and even your 1099.
Yeah, this is huge, guys. This is huge. Like when you guys are going in for any kind of lending and you're having to show these documents, this is the legit documents. This isn't something that's factored up online. You guys are in control of creating these documents, of making these statements with your business that you guys have coming in. It's way better to come in having legit documents when you're going into the bank, right? So if you're making, say, for instance, you're in real estate and you're paying yourself out some, put in a portion of that and pay yourself out so that you can have the documents when it's time to go in for lending. This is so huge. And I'm also going to share with you guys, there's a ADP used to be partnered with a company called Plastique, right? Plastique was integrated, and what was beneficial about Plastique was that when you had Plastique, you could pay your payroll with your credit card. So let's say, for instance, you go out and you get a 0% credit card from, say, one of our lovely banks like Chase, and you have a $50,000 credit card with 0% interest. Well, you can actually be using that to pay in payroll with ADP. That used to be with a company called Plastique, but they no longer partner with Plastique. But what we found was a workaround with a separate company. And so with our company, we use a company called Zill Money. With Zill Money, you're going to just have to show your payroll summary. Ruby, can you show what the send the payroll summary to Zill Money, and Zill Money is going to allow you to pay that summary with your credit card, and that money gets transferred into your bank so that you can pay your employees. This is huge, you guys. So if you're trying to set yourself up for 3 months out, this is the play. We're going to use your credit card, fund yourself however you want to fund yourself with the income that you have coming in. You should be able to qualify and then pay your credit card back, right? But have the money coming out. So what you're also doing when you do this is we're building out a relationship with our bank, right? Because we're spending money on our bank and we're getting points. So now we're getting points that we can actually use for cash back. We're using this for travel when we're doing this. So we're literally finessing using these two companies to be able to expand and fuel and grow our business. Because what banks are looking at nowadays is they're looking at your spend. So we want to run your credit card up to the limit and pay it off. When you can show that, other banks will then find it advantageous for you to they want to bank with you and they want to take your business from them, and you see that. You can show them bank statements that you're doing that, right? So I hope that didn't go over your head, but literally what I'm just trying to get to you is that if we can use our credit card to fund our payroll, that is a way that we can gain points. So instead of using the cash that's inside of your checking account, if we can use our credit card, we can actually gain points and we can gain a better relationship with the bank that we're banking. All right, so that's a gem. That is one of the things I want you guys to understand of how you can fuel your business. And with ADP, you can actually take this summary right here and put it into money. So I'm sorry, keep rocking, Ruby. I just wanted to share that with the people.
Just quickly, the links for Zelle Money and as well as the DiShawn's YouTube that he talked about the Zelle Money is in the chat box. So please look for the link. Thank you.
We did run into a situation though, I guess we should address with one of our clients. And can you kind of touch on the importance of them having the money inside of their account prior to getting it funded out and how important that is too as well?
Yeah, definitely. So like I mentioned earlier, payroll, you can process it the day before and checks will come. That sounds great, right? But if you're waiting for Zelle money to deposit that money into your bank account, that means you want to give yourself some leeway. ADP pulls those funds out of your business bank account 24 to 40 hours before your check date. So let me go back over here again, just for visuals, because some people get pay period and check date confused. So a check date is the day your checks are going to arrive. But let's say your pay period is for the week before, Sunday through Saturday. The only thing that matters is going to be your check date. If you're processing payroll the week before for a check date of next week of Friday, you're giving yourself enough time, right? Because you know that checks are coming that Friday, money can be pulled from either Wednesday or Thursday. And if that money's not in your business bank account, by the time it's pulled, then obviously we're coming across issues. So as soon as you process payroll, that payroll summary will be generated. As soon as you hit approve, you can go into your reports and pull this payroll summary right here. Once you pull this payroll summary, then you can submit it to Zelle Money, and depending on how long it does take for Zelle Money to put the money in your business bank account, then that's the amount of time that you want to give yourself for processing payroll. So you can process payroll for 2 weeks before. I could process payroll now for 2 weeks out into December, and that's completely okay. And again, this is in your control. So you want to make sure we're giving yourself enough time. It's not having your checks come the very next day and waiting last minute. But again, just for the specific situation, you do want to make sure you give yourself enough wiggle room to make sure that that transfer happens.
Very good. Thank you.
But I mean that pretty much about wraps it up. I'm not sure, Dishawn, is there anything else you want me to touch on? I know there's a lot more in here that I could talk about forever. But I believe that covers essentially the basics.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Let me see. We went over that, HR, payroll, that's great. So you guys, this is so imperative if you have a business in going into 2025 with all the new regulations coming up, staying compliant is so important. The other part is we want to show documents when we're trying to get some funding. Payroll makes it super easy and clean. So having your documents is going to be so important. If you're looking to buy a house, even if you're looking to get a car, being able to show these documents when you're going in, a lot of banks, you can get funding and lending just by showing bank statements, just by showing pay stubs. You can actually get the kind of car that you're looking to get. Even if you have poor credit or low credit scores, if you have good pay stubs and good bank statements, you can literally get what you're trying to get, right? So documents. I'm stressing in 2025, this is going to be one of the different ways that we're going to be able to work with our clients and work with other people to helping them get funding is by doing this. You don't forget, you can even do a 1099 and you can show your 1099 as well. And you can also get funding being able to show your 1099. So that's also a different way of paying out your clients or paying out your employees or people that's working with your company. You just got to be very compliant when you're having 1099s, which Ruby kind of went over with me before. You don't want to just have all 1099s. You want to make sure that you're staying in compliance with what in your state, what a 1099 employee constitutes as, right? So Yes, thank you, Ruby, so much for showing us this presentation. Thank you for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. We love working with you, and we want to make sure that everybody knows that when you guys work with us, she is going to be the person that you guys are going to be talking to. Ruby, we trust her with everything. She'll make sure you guys are lined up solid. And yeah, that's